Hey, how's it going? I hope your day is going well. And here we are with another HTML and CSS project slash contest that will hopefully build on your fundamental knowledge that you currently have been using. So what we're going to build today is here we are, a simple footer slash information section. And as you can see, the section pretty much is going to just have a left hand side and a right hand side. On the left hand side, we're going to have a title, the headline with a button and underneath, and on the right hand side, we're going to have a bike image basically. But if you also look a little bit closer, you can see that behind all of this, we're going to have a little image action in the background for our section. So now, not only do we have that, we also going to have this example also will allow us to build on a more, uh, will also build on this example will also build on a responsive design by allowing the information to adapt in a more mobile environment. And so, as you can see here, we just have the left hand side, which was on the larger screen, now becomes the top section, and the image, the bike image, becomes the below section. So here we are with a very simple, very straightforward project that you can use to continue to build on your fundamental HTML and CSS knowledge. Now, with that being said, let's jump into the project and get started. Okay, so here we are in our project, and as you can see right off the bat, we have a bunch of HTML boilerplate already for us. Now, to get this, you can download the template, project template, in the link in description, and which will allow you to get all of this. Plus, it should allow you to have the mockup file right here. So let's just quickly add that to our tabs. And hold on, let's add that back. Okay, so yeah, it's going to have a mockup. It's going to have a style guide, which is going to just show all of our branding colors, plus the what font we're going to use, plus the font weights and the different font sizes. Not only is it going to have that, it's going to have all of our asset images ready to go. So having the project file is not a requirement, but it's definitely will help you to create your contest slash project. Okay, now all that being said, let's actually add our style also and head back to our index file. So let's close our sidebar and focus here. Now, as you can see right here, I have a little comment here that just says, add your changes here. Okay, now with that being, okay, now that we have that, let's actually start adding our HTML. Okay, let me actually zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And so from here, let's just start adding our information. Now, you don't have to use a section here. I typically like to just use a section, but you don't have to. Um, Now, I just add our class here. So let's call it register register footer. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now let's add inside that. We can use a div inside this, which will hold our info section or pretty much the information to the left. Go back to our mockup over here, our information on the left hand side. So let's go and add a class to that. Let's do class register footer. We just grab this as a prefix for a class name, and then we'll say info. Okay, so we have that. And then before we add the content for the info section, let's just add our image that's going to represent the right hand side. So for that, we're going to just add the image, which is going to be the bike image. And for the alt, we'll just call it bike for now. And then we'll also add a class to our image so we can target this within CSS. Let's see, class. Let's call it register footer. Register footer extra, and I'll just call it bike. There we go. Okay. And then let's go back actually to our info section and let's just add the rest of our information. So we have our, go back to our mockup. We just have a header here and then like a subtext, a subtitle that we need to add, and then the button. So let's just just use an H2 tag for our title, and we'll just say join as delivery man. Okay. Then we'll just add a class so that to that, and let's do register footer info, or not necessarily register footer dot info. We just do register footer dash or underscore title, and then we'll just use a paragraph for our subtitle. And so same thing there. Let's just grab the class name and set that as that, and we'll just do subtitle. And then we'll just grab the text off screen really quick to speed this up a little bit more instead of typing everything out. Let's see, that should be register as delivery man and earn money. Okay. Probably should, well, this one probably should be a space here. Okay, and then we just need to add the button. And so we could just define a button, define a normal button, and we'll just say register. And then we'll say the class for that one should be, we'll say, call it action. There we go. So for the most part, I think we pretty much have everything we need, at least for the, if we reload it, yeah, pretty much everything that we need for, or at least our HTML content. Yep, we have our title, subtitle, button, and then our bike image that's going to be on the right hand side or on the bottom once we do our responsive design. Okay, great. So let's just move this back over and head to our CSS. Well, actually, before we head to our CSS, let's just start grabbing all of our classes that we're going to need. And so let's do that. Well, actually, before that, we just do a quick overview of what we already have in our CSS file. So here we are just defining our branding colors. We are setting, removing all of like the defaults from our elements. So like set the margin to 0, padding 0, box sizing. That we just setting some defaults there. And then in our body, we are setting our font family. We're setting a margin. The margin and the background color, those are just pretty much so we actually just can see what we're seeing here. You typically wouldn't do that in your own example. Yeah, this is just for the contest that we were trying to complete here. We're just setting the color to like the darker color instead of like a black color. And we're setting the font weight and the font size. So pretty straightforward there. And we're just setting this display flex and centering our content. So again, pretty straightforward, nothing out of the ordinary there. Okay, so go back to our index file to finish copying the rest of our classes. Now that we have that, so like I said earlier when we was going over the design, what we're going to need to do here is actually add an image to our background. So to do that, we just head to our register footer class and define our background image. We'll say the URL being the asset images background. There we go. Let's do a quick reload. Not quite showing. Let's do, there we go. Yeah, it has to be, yeah, okay, there we go. Looks good there. Okay, now that we have that, we also gonna want to set a color for your background. So Let's just do, I think this is one of our brand colors, brand color being this, it's just a green color. Yeah. So this is the green color. I guess right there, the little preview shows it as almost black. But yeah, so it's that green color. So we could just reload, save it over here, reload it. There we go. And so it's going to set the whole thing as green. What else? We're actually going to want to now set the width of it to 100. That way we can actually see, yep, we actually can see our background. Great. Now we're actually going to want to finish adding some properties for our background image, like the position. We're going to want to do center, bottom, to remove that bottom space between the background image and the bottom of the container, I guess you can say. Then we want to say background image, no repeat. We don't want it to repeat at all. And we're going to want to say the background size. Background size should be 100%. And there we go. So just do a quick loading. And there we go. It moved our background image to the bottom without any problem. Yep. And it stretched it all the way out. Looks good. And then now we're just going to want to do a few extra things here. We're going to just want to just set the border radius of our section. So since we're here, let's just do that now. So border radius, we can set that as 15 pixels. Give us a nice clean border radius. And we also are going to want to set the flex direction as column, since we're going to be targeting this eventually to to like a mobile first design. So let's do flex, display as flex. Great. Let's see what else we're going to want to do. We're going to want to align, we're going to center all of our items to center. We're going to want to add some padding. Yeah, and we're going to want to, not only that, we're going to want to put some space around our, yeah, between, there we go. Okay, it looks good. Yeah, so this is going to be for like as you can see right now, it's stacked, but the environment is kind of like in a mobile. No, the environment is more of like a desktop, but we're kind of designing it first for mobile, and that kind of follows that whole like mobile first design philosophy. And so that's why eventually we're gonna come back and change this to make it look better on the desktop environment. Or we actually could do that right now. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let's actually do that right now. So to do that, let's just head down to the bottom and start adding our media queries. So let's do minimum with 576 was basically, yeah, we basically sending us like a breakpoint so that anything below that will remain mobile, but anything beyond that, beyond these pixels, the 576 pixels will become, we want to treat it as a desktop. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yep, exactly. There you go. Now we just made it to flex direction row, but it still should be maintained as like a column for our mobile. Yep, for our mobile context. Looks good. Great. Okay, so let's see what else. Now that we have that, let's go back and just continue to change the rest of our things. So like our title, info, and all of that stuff. So let's just go to our info, and I think let's go. Let's actually go back to our mockup and see how we want our info to kind of be. Yeah, I think we want our info to be in a all within a all within the center. So let's just do text align center. There we go. Should pull everything into the middle, and let's just add a little bit of margin here to around our info. So we'll just do 40 pixels and 0 for our left and right. That's gonna make more sense when when this runs like in the mobile setting. Right now you're not just gonna see that, but yeah, we're just gonna just add it anyway for now. And then we'll just say the width should be 100. Okay, great. Or hold on. Well, actually, hold on. Let me see. I don't think we need to set the width, to be honest. Yeah, I know, because we actually gonna want to change our the bike image later on, but for now we're not gonna set the width of that. Okay, what else? Let's see. Now let's just go down to our title and set the title size, because let me see, if I'm not mistaken, our style guide says that. Can I just move this over for now? Style guide says that our title should be 20 pixels, 20 pixels bold. So yeah, we're gonna have to make some changes there. Let's close that and keep this around. So let's set the 20 pixels. Yep, close it down a little bit more. And it's already bold because it's an H2 tag. So we don't necessarily need to set that. Okay, great. Now we just move on to our subtitle. Subtitle needs a font size of 14 pixels. Okay, so let's say font size 14 pixels. And I think it needs, what else do we need? Let's go back to our, okay, so yeah, we just need a little bit of space between the title and the button. So we can do that with margin. Margin, let's say, let's try 20 pixels, 20 pixels for the top and bottom, and 0 from the left and right. Seems like the subtitle probably needs to be a little bit smaller, at least from the font standpoint, or maybe the font size of our title can be a little bit bigger. Either way, something might be a little bit off there. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because wait. Yeah, the font size of 20 for our title is actually for our mobile. Yeah, mobile size. We actually need to set that higher for our desktop. So we need to come over here and let's see we want to set that as. Set that as maybe, let's try 20, 26. There we go. Now it looks better on a desktop. Okay. Let's see. Now that we have that, what else? What else do we need? We have our title, we have our subtitle. We can, let's see what else. We need to I think that's about it. Let's do the button. Well, the button is going to be pretty straightforward when it comes to the button. The button is going to have a background color of our let's see, of our brand color here. So we just do var, set that. We're going to want the color of our text to actually be white color, so that's that cloud whisper color. So we grab that, var, set that, great. And we can just do a border radius on it. Yeah, border radius for our action button. The border radius of, let me see, 8 pixels. Let's add a little bit of padding while we're here. So padding of, let's try 10. pixels. Then I should set some padding to the left and right. And then we can say no border. Move the border off of that. Cursor. The cursor of pointer, since the button doesn't actually come with any pointer. And then we could say the font weight, because I think the font weight supposed to be, or actually supposed to be bold, which is actually 700. Okay. So font weight of 700. And let me see. I think that's it. Okay, yeah, that's actually, okay, it looks pretty good. Let's add a little bit more padding here. Let's try 513. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we have that. What else? What else? What else? Let's see what it looks like on a mobile setting. Ah, yeah. See, does this also not perform correctly in mobile? No, so it does. At least the bike does shrink down. Okay. Same thing over here. It shrinks down, but the bike does not. So yeah, I think the bike is gonna have to have a to make that shrink down. The bike is gonna have to have type of width. Its width set. I just try 80%. So it, yeah, as it shrinks, it shrinks. Great. But now, as we can see, if we show this, we show this on the, what you call it, on the, in the desktop environment, the bike is way too big. So we're gonna just, what we're gonna do is just basically remove that. Let's just remove that on, so we'll say unset. There we go. Okay, yeah, it looks better. So yeah, it still responds when the width changes, but as the width, yeah, but as we get into like the desktop, we don't need for it to change at all. Okay, looks good. Are we missing anything? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that looks pretty close to. Okay, so yeah, I think the only thing we probably need to do is probably move over the bike a little bit. It seems like it's too far over to the left hand side. So to do that, let's go to the bike and we could just add some padding to the left. Let's just say 20 pixels. Yeah, it moves it over a little bit. Let's add a little bit more and see how well that looks. 5. Yeah, it's actually shrinking it down. We actually don't want that then. Let's try margin left. Let's see, because we actually might. Yeah, okay, no, that's actually pretty good. Save that again. There we go. And it moved it over. It looks good. Yeah, on the desktop, it's still gonna have that. Always gonna have that margin in place. So I think we could probably. Well, I think it looks fine. Yeah, I think it looks fine. But to be actually be actually I guess complete with this, we could just remove it. Yeah, we can remove it on desktop and only have it show on mobile. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think that looks better. Looks good. Are we missing anything else? No, I don't think so. But yeah, there we go. I think we're done with this one now. We pretty much added our content, our left hand content, and then our bike content off to the right. And as you can see, it looks pretty good in desktop and in mobile. So there we go. Now, if you thought this video was good in any way, remember to go into the comment section and let me know. Or if this video did not help you in any way, also remember the comment section and let me know. So until then, until the next video, I hope you have a nice day and see you later.